Sunday. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a book video. I'm really excited for this one. I never have ever done this before, and I seen one of my favorite booktubers, Larry Reads. If you know her, she's fabulous, fantastic, love her energy and everything, but I seen her do this mid-year book tag, and I've watched her do it a couple years. So I'm like, I want to do that because I love to talk about books. And I was gonna film like all the books I read this year, but I don't really have all of them physically because I did give some to my sister, which, by the way guys, I'm getting used to wearing hats. I'm not a hat person, but I wanted to wear, I don't know if you can see my book hat, I wanted to wear it. I got it from Book of the Month, so if I'm fidgeting with this hat, just know I'm getting used to it. But so yeah, I was gonna do like all the books I've read so far this year, but I gave a lot to my sister, so I don't physically have them with me. So I thought, oh, I've always wanted to do the mid-year book tag, so I'm gonna do it for you guys. So yeah, let's talk about some of the books, answer some questions about like what the prompts are and stuff, and talk about books. So I have everything on my iPad, as you guys can see here. I have the questions written down, and then I already thought about this, so I didn't have to be thinking on camera. So okay guys, okay, let's jump right into it. So the best book I've read so far in 2026. So this year I've read 11 books. Now, I don't know if that's good or not, but my goal is 50, so I'm not really there yet. I'm not halfway yet, so yeah. So the best book I've read so far was If He Had Been With Me by Lauren Nolan. That was like, had to be, out of all the books I read, that one was the best. Like, it was just, the romance was so good, and I love that they were like childhood besties, but then they grew apart, and then they eventually like hooked up, but the ending was horrible. I don't want to spoil it, you guys. The ending was terrible, terrible, terrible. Like, not like terrible in a bad way, terrible in a good way. But yeah, so that has to be like my favorite book. It was just like, I love how she was always yearning for him, and then, you know, he was just so popular. He would always be like protective of him. If you ever watched oh sugar, what is that movie called where they're like, it was the older brother and then the younger brother, and there was a girl and they were best friends, but the older brother would always be so protective of the best friend of the younger brother, but then it was the older brother and the girl ended up being like a couple. Something about The Kissing Booth. If you've ever watched that movie, that's what this book gave me. It gave me Kissing Booth vibes, because he was always just so protective of her, but he never really was like best friends with her. So I just that book was like so good, so good. The worst book I've read, this one's pretty easy. It's Conversation with Friends by Sally Rooney. Now, I don't know why I tried to read this book. I've already tried to read Sally Rooney, and I hate Sally Rooney. No hate to anybody who loves her, because I know that's a very popular author, and a lot of people love Sally Rooney. I just can't get into it. Now, if you don't know Sally Rooney, she has a very, like, I don't know if I want to say odd way of writing. She has a very unique writing style. Like, I just can't get into it. She doesn't use quotation marks, so you kind of have to pick and choose like where the dialogue is. And it was just hard for me to follow along, like, honestly. Like, now I think this book is the one that had the show on Hulu, I think. But other than that, I can't get with Sally Rooney. So that one, I think I even DNF'd it. I'm not even sure, but I gave it to my sister so she can read it, do what she wants with it. But yeah, it was just not for me. Sally Rooney is not for me. I don't think I will be reading another book, and if I have another book of hers on my shelf, I'm giving it away. The best sequel I've read in 2026 so far. Now, this one I had to look up because I didn't purposely choose to read a sequel this month. I think I read one not knowing it was in a sequel, and that one was Too Beautiful to Break by Tessa Bailey. That is like the 4th book in the series, which I did not know that, which honestly I didn't feel like I needed to read the previous books to understand what was going on. But yeah, that had to be like, I guess, my favorite book in a sequel, I guess. I don't really know, but that's book in a sequel. Let's see. New releases I haven't read so far. So this one I chose Abby Jimenez's new book, The Night We Met, which I think it comes out in July. If I'm mistaken, just forget it. But yeah, I never read Abby Jimenez, and I always see all these booktubers book TikTokers are like, oh my god, Abby Jimenez is the best, the best, the best. Like I love her books. Like I need to read this, and I'm so excited. Like this is gonna be coming out next month, and I think it's gonna be my first Abby Jimenez book. So I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. Like I want to dive into Abby Jimenez because the hype is real, and I need to hop on that train. Let's see. Biggest surprise of the year so far. Ooh. Now, this is like a book that shocked me that I thought I was going to like more than I did, but I just ended up giving it, I think, what, 4 stars? I want to say. By the way, all my book reviews are on Fable. I used to use Goodreads. I don't use Goodreads anymore. I use Fable. So if you want to see anything that I do book-wise, it's on Fable. I'll leave my thing on the screen, but I think it's just my name. So yeah. The Boy in the Field by Margaret Livesey. Now, I thought this book was going to be more like thriller, gripping, like what happened to the boy in the field. It wasn't really that. You have these group of kids who find this hurt boy. Now, I think when I reviewed this book on TikTok, I said he was dead. He wasn't dead. He was injured. It was a very, very injured boy in a field, and these kids find him and they report him and everything, and they get this boy to safety. Well, the story is more like about the boys' lives, like how this boy in the field affected these kids' lives. And I was like, well, I don't really care about their lives. I care more about the boy in the field. Like, what happened to him? Like, how did he get there? I want to hear more about him, his survival, his life after he was found. Like, it just wasn't really that. It was more about the other kids. So that one I thought I was going to like, so it surprised me that I didn't really like it. So yeah, I'm not saying it was a horrible story, horrible book. I'm just saying I thought I was gonna like it more than I did. So yeah, so let's see. Newest fictional crush. Now I'm not a type of person who has like a fictional crush for books. I will not like be like some booktubers, book TikTokers who are like, oh my god, so and so, I'm so in love with them, and do. No, I haven't really been that way yet. Like, or I haven't found a book where I'm like, oh my god, like I'm fantasizing over this specific man. That hasn't really been me yet. But if I had to pick from like out of the books I've read, I guess I would say, let's see, I guess I would say The Cafe at Beach End by Ray Ann Thane, I guess. Okay, so Liam, his name's Liam, and basically this girl and her sister owned this cafe. Like they got the rights to this cafe, I think, from their aunt or grandmother or whatever. I read these books so long ago, so I'm like horrible at synopsises, guys. I swear I knew what I was reading when I read it. But yeah, so there's these sisters, they own this cafe. Well, one decides to not throw the cafe away, but like just stop running it. So the other sister is like the main owner of this cafe. Well, this other girl comes back. She's like, I need a job, please. Like, I know it's my cafe, but just give me a job. Let me work here, please. I'm trying to like remember, like I think something's going on with her. And then this guy Liam is a lawyer or something, and he's like he's like interviewing her or something, or like trying to be secretive to her, but then they end up falling in love. But I don't know, I just loved Liam because he was so like, he listened to all her stories, he was there for her, he's like, let me help you. They even wanted to, the sister that was coming back to run the cafe wanted to revamp the cafe because she was saying it was dated and it needed like a revamp and a repaint and new furniture. And Liam was like, oh my god, let me help you. Like, he pretended to be an author, so he like was faking that he was writing a book, but he wasn't. And then the girl was like, yeah, but your book, she had no idea he was a fake author, and she was like saying like, please, I don't need the help, like I want you to be focused on your fake career, though she didn't know it was fake. And Liam was like, no, I want to help you, I want to be there for you. Like, he was just like so cute, and like he was there for her and he listened to her, and it was just like, I loved Liam. So yeah, newest fictional crush, I guess, would be Liam. Let's see, book that made me cry. Okay, this one was so easy. Obviously it was If He Had Been With Me. If you know, you know. Like, the ending was like, had me sobbing. Yeah, I definitely needed the tissues for that one. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but the ending was like, it was so, the heartbreak was so bad that it was so good. You know what I mean? Like, that one was so good. Let's see, most beautiful book I've bought so far this year. Now, this one I did not read. I didn't read it yet, but I did buy it this year. So I signed up for book of the month at the beginning of the year because I was like, let me just try it. Like, I know I've said before that I hate hardcover books. Now, book of the month only gives you hardcover books, But what's awesome about book of the month is A, the price. Okay, you save a crap ton of money versus going to Barnes & Noble. B, you get limited edition covers for the books. And C, you get new releases that aren't even released in the stores. Like, they will get shipped to you. And the shipping, actually, I need to add this in. The shipping is phenomenal. It ships in like 2 to 3 days, and it's literally in my porch, on my porch, in the snap of a finger. So I love it. So I had to choose this book that I bought, not this one. I'm featuring that in another question. I did not read this book yet, but I just want to say it's one of the most beautiful books I have on my shelf. It is Bloodbound by Ellis Hunter. Firstly, look at the cover. And then they got the edges painted, sprayed, or however you like say what that is. Yeah, so it's just gorgeous. Like, look at this. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then you open the book, take the dust cover off, and this is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like, this has to be one of the most beautiful books I got. And this was the first book I got from Book of the Month. So, and this book was only $10. Like, mind blown. Like, if you went to buy this kind of book, this limited edition, like this book specifically with all this detail and stuff, you probably paid 30 bucks. So I think 10 bucks for this is phenomenal. Like, this is gorgeous. So yeah, this has to be the prettiest book I bought in this year, like, seriously. So yeah, and I'm so excited to read this. But for now, it's a masterpiece, art piece on my bookshelf. Like, I display it front and center because it's gorgeous. And yeah, that's the prettiest book I read this month. Or this month, oh my god, this year, you guys. Or I meant bought this year. Why can I not speak? Like, my brain never functions right, I swear. It's probably all the caffeine I've drank this morning. So yeah. Okay, favorite new author. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to say Paula Hawkins. I read Into the Water by her, which is kind of like a, I guess you could call it a thriller. You have this water, I guess, or this lake or whatever, and everyone's just like dying from it, and everyone's like trying to figure out like who killed who, and you know, like they're accusing people of, you did it, no, she did it, like why is everybody jumping off this cliff into this water, whatever. So Paula Hawkins, it has to be like one of my new thriller authors, I guess. Is she considered thriller? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I just started reading her books, so I will definitely be reading more of her books. Book that made me happy. I have to go with The Cafe at Beach End. I know I'm picking books like for multiple questions, but I don't even care because that is like the book that made me the happiest this year so far. I just loved like the cafe vibes. I loved that it was like in a beach setting, and Liam was so sweet, and oh, I just loved it. Like, I love cafes and like cozy beach. This was a cozy beach read, so it genuinely made me happy, very happy. What book do I want to read before the year runs out? So I looked at my bookshelf and I'm like, what book do I want to read? Like, I gotta read this book before the year's over, and I picked a Lynn Painter book. Better Than the Movies. You guys, I am so late to this trend, or not this trend, but I'm like the last person on earth to read this book. I know everyone else has read this book and raved about this book and said it was the best thing ever, and yeah, I need to read this. I need to get into Lynn Painter because I see all this hype, and I know that she came out with a continuation book to this, like another book in this little series, so I'm gonna have to read that next. But my boyfriend actually bought this for me for Christmas one year, and I like screamed because this was like top on my like book buying list. So yeah, I need to read this before the year runs out. And that's it, you guys. That's the tag. That's the mid-year tag. Like, which, by the way, I will go through the books I've read this year, just so if anyone's curious, what books did I read? I'm not going in like whatever order I started, but I'm just gonna tell them. So these are the books I read this year, you guys. If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan, Tessa Bailey's Too Beautiful to Break, The Cafe at Beach End by Rayanne Thane, Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, They Bloom at Night by Tran. Okay, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. I think it's like a, I don't know if I want to say Korean, but it's like a foreign language name, and it's gorgeous. I love it. I just can't pronunciate it. You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince, Timothy Janbonsky. Sorry if I'm butchering this. Hideout by Wat Key. The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks by E. Lockhart. The Boy in the Field by Margaret Livesey. The Killer Next Door by Alex Marwood. Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. And yeah, that was the last book I read this year. So I've only read 11 books this year. My goal is 50, so hopefully I can get there. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing that mid-year book tag every year, you guys, because I think it's so fun to just reflect on books and answer questions and just see what everyone has to say, and you know, I just love it. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want a book journal flip through, I will do that one, but I'm gonna do it at the end of the year. So yeah, I just love journaling, book journaling, so I'm gonna film that closer to the end of the year. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye!